If AI gets out of hand, it could literally change the course of humanity. If you haven't heard of it, then you probably live in a cave. But to make it short, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot which went public in November 2022, offered and powered by OpenAI. It has grown to over 100 million users in 2 months, which makes it the fastest growing consumer application in history. And this is absolutely insane. And if all of this sounds so fancy and hard to use, it is probably the most intuitive thing you have ever seen. Here is how it works. You basically have to enter a prompt, aka an order that you give to the bot. Be precise and give as much details as you can in order to optimize the answer. Let me show you. Let's talk about my small business, for example, and let's write as a prompt. Am I right to think that I can make it to 100,000 subscribers on my channel before the end of 2023? Then you press enter and just wait for the obvious response, which is yes.
Ah, LMAO, you little Frenchie.
Well, no, okay, that's not really how I'm planning on using it for today's video. I want to see and discover the potential and how relatable the info provided by ChatGPT can be, so here is my plan. I am gonna write in a prompt that I am looking for a nice routine for my rest days, where I want to maximize productivity and rest at the same time, where I want to work on my channel and take time for some self-improvement through small habits. Okay, as we can see, the routine is not detailed enough for me, but it's only my own fault. I'm gonna edit my prompt right now and order the bot to go into further details when it comes to a timeline. And boom, the more detailed your prompt is, the more powerful it gets. Well, I'll see you tomorrow to try this out. Following the first step of what ChatGPT suggested, I set my alarm at 8 AM. I usually wake up at 6 during the week, so it is still enjoyable to wake up 2 hours later. First things first, I got told to get up and drink a glass of water to get hydrated. Now that's not that far from my usual routine, as I usually chug water and salt first thing in the morning, but again, we are just 5 minutes in. The next step is to take some time to stretch and do some light exercises. In my case, I went for stretching. And as I am a complete beginner in yoga and stretching, I'm gonna rely on my favorite chatbot and give him another prompt to help me learn how to stretch. Once I'm done stretching for around 30 minutes, it's time to make some breakfast. Since I quit fasting, I decided to have a protein intake in the morning, 1 cup of oats, milk, half a banana, 1 tablespoon peanut butter, 4 chocolate squares, and some blueberries. Breakfast is done and I'm starving, so I'm gonna go sit at my little desk corner over there, grab my iPad and open YouTube to watch some educational videos related to my YouTube niche. For today, I think we'll watch something related to habits. It took me around 30 minutes to get to that last spoon of my oatmeal. Delicious. And now it is time to really start the productive part. From 9 to 12 PM, I block time off my schedule to focus on my YouTube channel. I took this time to brainstorm ideas for my next videos, more than to edit any, because I never have undergoing projects. I usually start them and finish them the next day. Taking those 2 to 3 hours to only focus on brainstorming ideas is a great thing for me, as I find myself being stuck quite often and scared of not finding any great ideas for upcoming videos. At around 12 PM, ChatGPT advised me to take a break and do something that relaxes me. It gave me some suggestions, such as taking a nap or anything that helps me recharge, and here I had 2 things in mind. The first one was to take some time to meditate. I recently started this new meditation method, which I will talk about in an upcoming video, and this usually takes me around 11 minutes. Once I'm done, I simply sit on my bed and start reading. I usually don't find enough time during the week to read as much as I would like to because of my schedule, so during my rest days I really enjoy taking those 30 minutes of time in order to focus on my reading, and for today, I'll be reading The Courage to be Disliked. I really like this book. Now, when I don't find enough time to read during my working days, I can always rely on Shortform to learn from books. Shortform is basically offering you an entire library for the price of 1 book a month. You can go through different types of categories such as business, art, design, and others, and it basically creates an in-depth resume of the book, which can be quite useful as it really only highlights the main key point of the book, which I'm able to learn from and listen to thanks to their audio feature while taking my bus on my way to work. Now, this video is not sponsored, but I managed to get you 20% off your monthly subscription. If you're interested, I'll leave the link down below in the description. After my reading session, it is time to have some lunch, and while ChatGPT didn't go into further details about what I should eat, I decided to keep my usual diet for lunch and to have some pasta with tuna and pepper bells. I made sure to do as I was suggested and had my lunch in front of an informative video about a skill that I would like to learn. In my own case, it will be a videography technique to upgrade the quality of my content. After watching a couple of videos and finishing my lunch, it was time for me to spend some time on personal development, and for now, it will be journaling. For the last 2 months, I have been really bad at journaling, and I have to admit, I kept on pushing it to the next day and to the next day, and I ended up not journaling for 2 months. Since the beginning of my internship, I have been trying to write more and more and more every day and try to get back to this habit that used to help me clear my mind a lot. I try to journal about my goals, my ideas for my career as a vet and on YouTube, as well as everything that comes to my mind that needs to be written down in order to free my mind. Lately, I divided this habit into 2 different steps. Every morning when I get up, I take 5 minutes to write a couple of words about things I'm grateful for, things I want to improve, and things I'm manifesting in my life. And then every night after work and before going to bed, I take 10 minutes to have a classic journaling session. At 3 p.m, ChatGPT suggested me to go for a walk to feel refreshed and energized, so I decided to go for a quick walk by the lake, and I also took this time to go get some groceries to prepare for my upcoming week. After an hour of being outside of my apartment, I came home and sat back at my desk. But now it is time to work on my YouTube channel again. This time it's more about engaging with the community than brainstorming ideas. Lately, I've received an incredible amount of love and support from all of you guys on my video, and it truly means the world to me. And even though there are a lot of comments to reply to, I really enjoy taking that time to reply to each of you guys, and I also think it's a great way to let the community know that we are all in this together, and I really take your advice seriously when it comes to constructive comments and everything to make this channel as good as it can be. It does take a lot of time, but it is more than important for me, so after 2 hours of replying to each of you on my videos, it is around 6 p.m. and it's time to cook for my dinner. I decided to go for some healthy type of burrito with rice, red kidney beans, meat and veggies, and while eating I decided to sit down in front of a TED Talk, and this time I'll be learning about self-confidence and about a simple secret of being happier. At 7 p.m, ChatGPT advised me to spend some time winding down and preparing for bed. While I could be meditating or reading again, I like to spend some time calling with my girlfriend, whom I haven't seen for a while now, so it feels great and comforting to be able to talk and see each other through FaceTime. Once I'm done chatting, I grab my book again and read a couple of pages. It helps me getting into a very relaxed state, and whenever I feel that my eyes are slowly closing and that my brain is starting to read the same sentence twice, then I know it is time for me to close my book, turn off the light, and have a great 8 hours of sleep to feel well rested and ready to tackle the next day. Now let's talk about how relatable ChatGPT can be. As you've seen throughout the video, I did not invent anything from the routine and I followed exactly what the bot suggested me to do. Overall, I will say that it is quite relatable if you're starting your self-improvement journey. I remember being quite lost at the beginning of my own journey and have been trying out some routines of self-improvement YouTubers who have been doing this for months and even years for some of them, and I remember finding myself very overwhelmed and I would not stick to the routine longer than probably 2 or 3 days. Having the help of ChatGPT can give you a productive but relaxing day. It obviously has some limitation. As you've seen in the routine I followed, taking a shower was not mentioned. Now I obviously took a shower. You can see in the video I'm changing outfits because I first of all need it in order to start my day, and I still believe in the benefits of cold shower. But as it is mentioned in the end of the bot's response, this is just a sample routine and you can customize it based on your personal preferences and schedule. I think for someone who has been into self-improvement and trying to optimize its life for a while now, using ChatGPT for routine advice is probably not the most useful thing, because those type of people already know what's good for them, what to do in a day, what time they like to wake up, and how to dispatch their habits in order to be productive without burning out. Again, it is all about how you use the prompt, because you could also go into very specific details and then it start getting interesting even for people who already are advanced in their journey. You can, for example, ask for the details of a meditation session where you want to wind down and focus on your breathing. You can also ask what a perfect diet would be for maximizing protein intake and lower carbs. It really has an infinite power. I'm not an expert of ChatGPT yet, far from that, but I really am starting to get used to it because I really believe that it could benefit me as a content creator and a young guy who likes to optimize its life. I wanted to make this video to show you how basic the use of ChatGPT is and how you can start using it for whatever you are doing or want to do in your own life. Anyways, I hope you found something interesting in this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.